Hello and welcome to another episode of Tossin the Pigskin. This is the Week 15 edition. I'm your host, Nate Smith. Thanks for joining me. Alrighty, we'll get right into it and check out how I did last week for my Week 14 picks. I was scorching hot, folks. I went 4-1. That brings the season total to 30, 37, and 3. Scratching and clawing closer and closer to try to get over that 500 mark. I'm hoping I can do it with 3 weeks left in this NFL season. My picks were Ravens minus 5.5. That cashed. 49ers money line. Yup. Chiefs money line. Nice win. Titans minus 2.5 was an easy cover. The Raiders played horribly. And the only loss of the day was the Seahawks. In a pick'em, they got rolled by the Rams. But as I mentioned, 4-1. I'll take that any day of the week. But it's week 15 now. So last week is over. Let's get into this week. Game number 1 for me, Bears versus the Packers. Give me the Packers here at -4. Green Bay has the number 2 red zone scoring offense in the entire NFL. The Bears are coming off a home win versus the Cowboys, and the Packers are coming off a home win versus the Washington Redskins. The Bears have won 4 out of 5, so they do have some momentum. But in my opinion, they still suck. I don't think the Chicago team is good. I don't think Matt Nagy is a good head coach. I don't think Mitch Trubisky is a good quarterback. And I think the defense, Akeem Hicks being out, actually, I think he might be returning for this game. If they get Akeem Hicks back in the middle of that defensive front, that helps them a lot. But the problem with this team is the Bears' offense is so bad that the Bears' defense is on the field for a long time. And no matter how good your defense is, they're going to get tired at some point. And this Packers offense can move the ball, especially at home. Oh, also, this is a very, very interesting stat. Chicago is just 2-7 against the spread over their last 9 games. And the Bears are 2-9 the last 11 times they have played at Lambeau in Green Bay. Bears historically don't play well here, as you look at the recent numbers. I think Rodgers has a big day here. Big game for the Packers as far as the NFC seeding is concerned. I think the Packers defense steps up and plays a good game here. Gets after Mitch Trubisky. Give me the Packers, -4. Pick number 2 for me is going to be the Seahawks, -6 versus the Panthers. The Panthers have quit on this season, if you ask me. And the Seahawks are coming off probably their worst game of the entire season. Just laid an egg against the Rams on primetime. Panthers are reeling. Ron Rivera, the head coach, has been fired. They've lost 5 games in a row. Now, the Seattle offense was off last week. They did not look good at all. I think they get back on track in this one. The Seattle offense is still 6th in points per game in the NFL and 5th in yards per game. Also, situationally speaking, Seattle is still alive for a top 2 seed and even for the NFC West division crown. They know that. This is a massive game for the Seahawks. They will come out, in my opinion, with a high level of intensity. They just want and need this game more than the Panthers. The Panthers right now, it would actually make sense for them to play for a better draft pick. I mean, they're not going to make the playoffs. They have nothing really to play for at this point. Give me the Seahawks by a touchdown. Game number 3 for me. Give me the Vikings -2.5 versus the Chargers. I got to be honest, I was pretty surprised when I first saw this line. The Vikings are a good team, and the Chargers aren't, to put it simply. Vikings, just like the Seahawks, they need this game. With a Vikings loss and a Rams win, both teams would be sitting at 9-5 and tied for the 6th seed in the NFC. So, obviously, that's not a spot you want to get to if you're the Vikings. You want to keep winning, keep taking care of business, so that scenario does not happen. The Chargers have only won 1 game out of their last 4, and it was a beatdown against Jacksonville last week, who is playing like a bottom 5 team in the NFL right now, so that doesn't say much at all. The Vikes have won 3 of their last 4, beating Detroit last week. The Vikings are number 2 in the league in yards per pass. After a bit of a first rough month for this offense, Kirk Cousins and this Vikings offense have really turned it on here in the second half, the last 3 quarters of the season. And they could be getting stud wide receiver Adam Thielen back this week as well. I think the Vikings defense shuts down Phillip Rivers, who has been wildly inconsistent this year and played poorly more than he has played well. Give me the Vikings by a field goal. Game number 4. I like the Falcons at plus 10.5 versus the 49ers. For me, this is a classic look-ahead game for the Niners. They do not care about the 4-9 Falcons. I'm not saying they don't care about the game. I still think the Niners win the game straight up. I just think it's a lot closer than people think. The Falcons will stay well within the number, in my opinion. After this, the Niners end the year versus the Rams, then at the Seahawks. Those are their last 2 games after this one. After a terrible first half of the year, Atlanta has actually won 3 out of their last 5, and they beat Carolina by 20 points last week. Matt Ryan is quietly enjoying a very nice season on a bad team. 5th in the NFL in passing yards. And the Falcons' defense is probably the biggest thing to look for. They've been playing a lot better over recent weeks. That defensive line has finally started to get after the passer a little bit after a disastrous first half of 2019 season. Again, I just think this number's too big. I could see the Falcons losing by somewhere around a touchdown. But the great thing about getting that 10.5 is that they can lose by 10 and you still win the bet. So I think the Dirty Birds stay within the number. And the last pick, go to primetime. Give me the Bills money line versus the Steelers. Bills are a small underdog in this one. Depending on where you look, it'd be plus 1.5 or plus 2. Bills are just the better team. I know the Steelers are super well coached, and I've been very impressed with Mike Tomlin. He's done a tremendous job with a JV offense that he's had pretty much all year long. I just don't see how Pittsburgh is going to score in this one. You got to score points to win games, and I just don't see it this week. Last week, the Bills played the Ravens really tough at home, and the Steelers got a win at Arizona. The Steelers are tremendous at winning games they're supposed to against bad teams. You saw that last week on the road at Arizona. Arizona's a bad team. Steelers came in, despite their injuries, took care of business. But this is a different beast. Buffalo is no Arizona. Buffalo's secondary is tremendous. And the Steelers' wide receivers are not exactly an elite unit. Ever since AB left, this team hasn't quite found the groove in the passing game. Buffalo defense is number 2 in opponents' points per game and number 3 in opponents' passing yards per game. So it is a very, very impressive defense that Buffalo trots out. While the Steelers' offense is just 27th in passing yards per game, obviously the advantage leans Buffalo in this one, if you ask me. Steelers' defense is very good themselves. I didn't look at the total, but I would venture to guess the under is probably a pretty good bet in this one. But in a low-scoring ball game, I think the Bills are better defensively, and I can definitely say the Bills are a whole lot better offensively. So give me the Bills in this one on the money line. That'll do it for the Week 15 episode of Tossin the Pigskin. Thanks for joining me as always, and let's shoot for another 4-1 week. Who knows? Maybe get a little funky and go 5-0. Appreciate you watching, guys. Have a good one.